What's up, man? You asked for advice on your form, so I hope you don't mind me giving it to you. A lot of weight. I think that you're talented. You've got a lot of potential locked in that frame there. A few things you probably agree with me on these as well. Okay, your back already starting off in a bad place, and you do begin the exercise this way. Okay, you don't really have much of a neutral spine there, and the reason why that's important is because it aligns your back in a way that it's designed in order to accept the incredible forces and stresses that we impose on it. For example, putting 225 pounds across a bar laying on our shoulders. So when that's out of whack, it puts an immense amount of pressure on the structures underneath and also forces your body to compensate in ways that rob energy and resources from your primary movement in order to compensate for it elsewhere in the body. So you've got that rounding of the back. Your depth is really deep, but at the expense of a lot of things. Okay, it's at the expense your knees have to move out in order to accommodate for your chest that's dropping. And again, if you had that neutral spine here, your knees wouldn't have to move out of the way for your torso right here. So doing that puts stresses and tensions in a whole bunch of places. So personally, I think that you shouldn't focus on depth so much right now. Okay, what you should focus on is a perfect execution. And I know that this is a heavy weight. You deserve a lot of credit for it. And you can certainly do it. But I would recommend certainly making sure that you can train your brain to understand what needs to happen for this movement to be safe and effective. First thing you want to start with is a neutral spine. So chest up. All right, if that's putting a lot of stress on your shoulder, and it looks like it is here, bring your grip out wider and work on your subscapularis, and increasing the extensibility of that rotator cuff muscle. So this way, you're not forced to rotate your arms out backwards and put that tremendous stress on your shoulder. That'll also help you get your elbows more underneath the bar because they're going to help you drive that bar up when you lift that weight. Second would be, don't worry about depth. You don't even have to worry about 90 degrees at this point. However low you can go by keeping your chest up and your spine neutral is about as low as you want to go. So the second that you feel your shoulders drop from that perfect neutral form as you begin your descent should be just about your bottom. And that might mean this kind of depth for you right here. But if that's the case, then that's the case, because the muscles you need to train in order to keep your posture upright are really the muscles in this part of your back. All right, you want to train them to keep your shoulders back. You want to train them to keep your humerus, all right, more internally rotated. Right now they're externally rotated. You see that? And also allow you to keep this part of your back in greater extension and less inclined to round like that. That would be where I would start. It also looks like you've got a tremendous, well, you do have a tremendous amount of quads here. And if you look at how your lower back is extending greater than your hips are moving forward here, you'll see that it's really that lower back that's pulling a lot of the weight. So what I would do, this is a great exercise. I hope you take my advice. Put a bench here, all right, just above or about knee height. Okay, put a bench here. Shit can the weights. Keep the bar across your shoulders. I could tell your subscap is tight here too because you've got that bar so low on your lower back. But shit can the weights. Maybe use just the bar. Practice a perfect squat. Okay, butt's going to touch the bench. Then I want you to do two things. One is move your feet out so this way they're directly underneath your knee and you're in a seated position. Okay, and two is I want you to squeeze your butt cheeks as hard as you can before you stand up out of that chair. Squeeze your butt cheeks as hard as you can and then begin the movement with your chest up to stand up all the way into a full extension. Do that to train your glutes to fire here and really dominate the hip extension for this movement. And only go as low as you can while keeping a good neutral spine. This isn't it. Okay, good neutral spine would be neutral cervical and lumbar, right? So do those things, and I think you'll find after practicing them and training your brain to be familiar and comfortable executing that movement, you're going to find that this 225 is going to feel a whole lot lighter than it does right now, and your max squat's going to increase dramatically. All right, good luck. Let me know how that goes.